Hey yeah folks, this is Shantrin here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the tutorial boss fight on Tactician in Baldurs Gate 3. I've set myself a little challenge here. The challenge is that I want to do this fight without using any consumables, without having any of my characters go down. I want to kill the commander, obviously, and I also want to get the killing blow on the Illithid for the experience. I do not intend to engage with the Cambions. I believe that would require all sorts of weird cheese, and I like to play the game as vanilla as possible, or how you want to call it. I've tried to set myself up to succeed as best possible. I've got Fairy Fire. If I can land this, we have advantage on the commander all of the fight. We've got 2 chances to land this. If we land it on the first one, we have a Dissonant Whispers for the second spell slot. I'll explain this in a second. We've got Bless on Shadowheart, plus 1d4 to all of our attack rolls. Awesome. And once we have both of those in effect, we've got Concussive Smash from Shadowheart to try and set up a Daze. Daze means that he has disadvantage on wisdom saving throws and can't take reactions. That means no opportunity attacks and loss of dexterity bonus to armor class, which is awesome. Laezel has the same ability from Pommel Strike, or another version to set up Daze, so we've got 2 shots of this as well. I'm just going to hope that one of these lands, same as I'm going to hope one of the Fairy Fires lands. Once they are in effect, we got some wisdom saving throw spells. We've got command in order to make him drop his weapon. This should mean that he will be fighting unarmed the rest of the fight and deal a lot less damage. We have got Dissonant Whispers, as I talked about before, which is a Frighten effect. Frighten is awesome as well. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls means he won't kill the Illithid as fast. And if we are able to get most all of this to land, it should be a relatively straightforward fight from there. We're going to wail on the boss. Well, I do have one plan in order to buy me a little extra time if needed. If I can shove them all the way down to the end, we should have a little time longer to fight. Also, I have a candle. Candles are awesome. I managed to pick one up in this playthrough. I don't know if they are certain to drop from the cultists in the machine, but I got one from there. I've got Longstride on everyone. We have got some extra stuff here. We've got Piercing Shot and Piercing Strike from both Shantrin, and Shadowheart also has Piercing Shot. And then we've got Mage Hands from Shantrin and Laezel. Combined with the Piercing Shots, they are actually going to deal a little bit of damage, which is great because we need as much as possible. Gaping Wounds is a nice debuff here. Obviously, there's some other fun stuff with the weapon abilities, and I'm going to be using those as much as possible. If we can land a Bleed, it would be awesome. Other than that, it's basically just, let's give it a go. I am going to speed up the footage of the fight, and then I'm going to try, I think, commentating afterwards. I don't usually do well with commentating while I play, so I'll meet you on the other side, I guess. Okay, so let's try and do this. The fight went fine. Most things went according to plan. Some things didn't. I got quite lucky at points, maybe a little too lucky, which we will look at later. At the moment, I'm just preparing, like getting everyone's weapons dipped in the can, pulling out the mage hands, stuff like that. I'm not pre-blessing. I could maybe have done that, but I was worried that the fight was going to take too long, which I should have known that it didn't because there's a time on it, so that's quite silly. Would have gotten me an extra turn here in the beginning, which it turns out I could have used. First off, we are quite normally lucky, I'd say, on the first 2 kills there. Those should be easy enough to take out, and then we just need Laezel here to take out the boar. And she misses. Good. Good damage from the Illithid on the first one here. That's gonna be stable throughout. He's quite decently at hitting with his Mind Blasts and Tentacle Slash. That is sort of what we want for it to work out. We want to, as you will see in a second here, we have another goal I forgot to tell you about before. You can see the canisters lying around there. We want to gather them up so that they are not running around. We want them laying around. First of all, we don't want them to randomly explode in our face and kill us, which could happen. Secondly, we want to take them on with us to the beach afterwards. The purple canisters are the ones I'm talking about. So this is the first important moment. Fairy Fire actually lands. I think there's a decent chance for it to do that. Laezel missed her second attack, and Us has to go to the rescue. That's great. Picking up the canister and getting her into position so that she can hopefully do something useful next turn. Dipping weapons. Keep dipping weapons in the candle. I want Chandran up in a position where he's around the melee so that they can all use the same candle. I'm gonna set it up in a second there. But I want him to be ranged at least for a little while. As you can see, once again, decent damage from the Illithid there. I think that's maybe what really brought it over the top here. We get the commander down quite fast. Oh, I might be spoiling now. But hey, you're watching the video, you probably know that I'm gonna succeed. Good. Mage hands, I'm not that used to them, and there's something weird in the middle here where I can't get a path to throw the axes. It doesn't matter that much, it's a few points of damage maybe. We set up for the pommel strike with Shadowheart, see if we are lucky, and we are. So he's dazed now, which is awesome, because that means that we have a very high chance of actually landing our spells now. Chandran has the psychic, whatever it's called, and Shadowheart has her command to make him drop his weapon, which is probably the most important one. Keep throwing random shit at the commander with the mage hands. And this time, the lizard takes a little bit of a blasting. Frightened and a high roll once again, so he's now frightened, which is awesome. It had a high chance of landing because of the dazed. But 14 damage there, since it's not halved, was a real nice one as well. Getting us into position, couldn't quite reach, so we used the jump trick. At least he doesn't need his bonus action for anything else. Try to land lacerates while he's dazed and stuff like that, and he actually starts bleeding. So we start knocking him backwards there, triggering the rest of the fight, but hopefully pulling it back. And then something that wasn't intended happens. The Illithid runs up to him, but then he runs away, probably because he's dazed and can't take... well, I guess it's frightened, I can't recall which of them does it, but he can't take attacks of opportunity at the moment. So, it also seems to be a thing, once we get further into the fight, that they don't want to be pushed away from their original starting fighting position. Maybe to avoid sort of cheesing by pushing them into weird positions or something like that. But yeah, that's gonna be like a little hiccup in the plan, that we can't get too far away from our original position. But on the other hand, we are going to lay a lot of damage on this nice Mr. Cambion Lord. And that was the snag up I was talking about there. Because the Illithid ran away, he started attacking Laezel. Luckily, it only hit one of them. He is disadvantaged, so there was a decent chance of him missing, but still he has very high. You can see disadvantages there. And we daze him again, luckily, because that means we can move away and not get an attack opportunity, and hopefully that should set him back to attacking the Illithid. We do not want him to be attacking our people. Without the weapon, it's not that bad. I think I even got so scared there that I forgot to pick up the weapon with Laezel. Yeah, it's still lying there. Pick it up later. Us to the rescue. This is, I think, the second critical on him. We do have an advantage, but still, it's decently lucky. And a good slam there. The extra 1 damage from our piercing strike, or piercing shot, I think it was from before, from Chandran. Trying to see if we can throw weapons. He's standing on them, the damn man, so we can't throw them. Gotta figure something else to throw at him instead. I'm considering here whether or not Shadowheart should equip the Everburn blade, even though she's not proficient. It does still a lot more damage than her one-handed, and we don't really need the armor class on her, especially. But I figure that the drop in hit chance is too much of a hassle. And now the mage hands have something to throw. I try to push him back towards the Illithid, because I don't want them to not be together. It seems a little sketchy. I'm not that afraid with the Illithid, it's gonna attack him. But if he starts attacking random shit, it's kind of bad. Oh yeah, this is a good example. The mage hand throws the imp at him. And since it's a 1d4 roll to deal damage, and rolls a 4 there, apparently, he deals all of 3 damage to him. It's his maximum, which is great in this situation. But he runs back down there to the Illithid, which is fine. But I get this plan that maybe I can set it up so that I can make the Illithid mind blast the boar or something like that. So See that in a second. Us is a little caught there, or he would take double attack of opportunity and doesn't want that, so he's just attacking the small ones. He'd probably have gone for the boar instead of the imp there, but he has a better chance of killing the boar, and I'm not certain this will work. Anyways, so I knock him back, hoping for that, hoping it to mind blast the boar as well. I didn't. It just lashed the commander. It's fine. So no luck on the boar there. The mage hand is a little off position there, so we don't get to throw stuff at the commander. Unfortunately, I was a little too close to the boar. So we need to take care of the boar after a while here. Shadowheart keeps wailing on the commander. The mage hand doesn't really have many other choices to just slap the boar a little. Try to shove it away. I should have shoved it away first, then I might be able to move up and attack the commander there. The other one, getting in all of those nice hits and a little miss. And now we have the Cambions entering on stage. But Commander Zhalk, whatever Zhalk, is very low at this point, and I get a little worried. I was a little shocked that he was so low so fast. We had some nice criticals, and the Illithid have been rolling nicely on its damage, so that's probably it. But we end up actually, I don't dare go for the kill on the commander here because the Illithid still has his turn in a second, so we can clean up a little in the small ones and Bardic Inspiration up Laezel so that she can deal with whatever needs to be dealt with in a second. The Illithid is very high in health. I have like a small hope here that it doesn't kill the commander, so that he can take it a little lower. Because I get sort of worried that the plan was going a little too well here. Instead of going for an attack on the Illithid, I decide to equip the Everburn blades on Laezel so that she is ready to fight him now instead. Slap him around a bit with mage hands, try to see if we can lay as much damage into him as possible with all of our different people. And what is very noticeable now is that this guy does not take half damage. And 41 hit points is actually not that much when it comes to it. We still need to do it before the Cambions actually get here. I try to line it up so that he's going to... You can see it here, I shoot him a bit, but he doesn't die. It's fine. I try to line it up now, get Chandran away. He doesn't... If Chandran is too weak, so if he's in line of the firebolts from... Actually, it's the same for Laezel since she's hurt already. I think we go down and attack because we sort of have to. We have to get this guy down at some point, but it shouldn't be enough, and it's not. And now we shove him away just so we are able to move away again, so we don't get like the random firebolt from the Cambions can take people out on 9 hit points. Basically any of our people, and even us at this point. He goes up there and knocks us low. And now it's just about trying to see if we can finish him off. Shadowheart can't, but she does hit and give a little. Us misses, and we still have both Laezel and Chandran to finish her off the next turn. So this is actually looking very well. We get Shadowheart up to the position so that we can get away from the damn Cambions. And I realized that I forgot to loot. So Laezel got a little runny away before, and it should not be a problem at least, because Shadowheart is after this Cambion. Chandran moves away instead of going to loot, because then the Cambion can move up. I think he shot us there, or maybe a mage hand, he couldn't reach anything else. And Laezel can run around and loot as her heart pleases, even dashing around to get the extra stuff around here. It's not that relevant. I should maybe have gone there for... I think there's an Illithid down there that I missed, which has a gem on it. And to the other side of the room there's some more of the bulbs instead. Could have been better going up there. But that should be it for now. Yeah. So thank you for joining me, if you have been. I've been Chandran, and you've been awesome. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and bye-bye.